Welcome back to the video blog. Daniel Mezei is my name. It's Friday. Welcome to Fort Lauderdale on ice, although the snow's cleared out and it's an unseasonably warm New Year's Eve today on the 31st of December. Unseasonably warm. I think it's something like 50 degrees or 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Very unusual. I think the old try to imbibe as much alcohol program in order to stay warm so you don't freeze your petunias off. I think that program's pretty much gone by the wayside. What do you think? Anyway, it's Friday. You know what time it is at PMD for Hire, producer of marketing and distribution. It's Grab Ass Fridays. Now, I know Elvis Mitchell is not going to be paying attention to my humble little video blog, although I'm going to have to pay kudos to the KCRW, The Treatment, the interviewer extraordinaire, and the total cineast, 100% around the corner and back again. Elvis Mitchell knows film. I mean, he knows film. He knows dialogue, he knows plot, he knows narrative, he knows actors, he knows the business, he knows everything and anything that's related to film, and I totally respect the guy. I mean, it's amazing listening to his programs, The Treatment. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go over to Google, KCRW, and Google the words, The Treatment. KCRW, The Treatment. Put it in the search field and look and listen. Look at the site and listen to some of the shows. Listen to the guests that he has. All A-listers and anybody and everybody, the whole who's who of the Hollywood basically comes on the show. Anybody from actors to score people to stunt coordinators to directors, of course, producers, independent filmmakers. He runs the entire gamut of the film universe. I really respect what Elvis Mitchell does. What really is important is what drives Elvis Mitchell, and has a biography been written about Elvis Mitchell? And Elvis Mitchell might not even think that he's maybe, let's say, important enough to write a biography about. But I'm really curious about this guy. Why is he so good? I mean, I have some ideas I can surmise in terms of the backstory of what Elvis Mitchell is and what kind of a person he is and what brought him to this day. But he is unbelievably savvy. I mean, I don't want to say genius. That's really cliched, and I don't really know that. But he knows every single thing he's talking about. You could sit across the table from him, fire off film question after film question after film question. And invariably, Elvis Mitchell is going to have an answer to the questions that you ask. He comes fully prepared. I listen to his interviews, not so much to learn about the film business, which in and of itself, in isolation, for me, is a completely fine and noble purpose. I listen to Elvis Mitchell's interviews because I want to learn how to interview properly. He really knows how to set up and pay off the various questions that he runs in an interview, and he gets a lot of compliments from his guests for really doing his homework. That's really what Elvis Mitchell does. He gets down, he hunkers down, and he really gets into the subject material. And for an hour, however long the interview lasts, just under an hour, 50 minutes, he's absolutely lost in the subject material. He is 100% engrossed in his world. For a brief moment of time, we all levitate and leave the surly bounds of this earth as we listen to an Elvis Mitchell podcast. It's just like that. I'm just going through one right now. In fact, before I got up here on the ones and twos, I was listening to a podcast with the man. Not only does he interview, he also makes his own films. He's also been a magazine editor. Elvis, you get the grab ass this Friday. I should have done this a long time ago, but it just so occurred to me as I was sitting there listening to your latest interview with Sean Baker, I believe it was, the director of Princes of Broadway. Oh yeah, that's really where I'm coming from. Wishing you the very best of things as the neighbors coming out and check out what I'm doing.